This is the inside of my old diff housing, malformed and disfigured, and this is the housing we'll be replacing it with in order to get the car back on the tracks. Why replace it, you may ask? Well, because it looks like how I feel when I watch videos. Now, this car looks like it survived many a pillager raid, but I'm excited to raid it myself.
It looks, sad.
Yes, while the rest of the car looks sad, I see that glimmering smile of hope. The diff housing will be mine. First of all, though, we needed to make the workplace safe, and what better way to do that than with some old rims, supporting the car just about as much. My dog supports the idea of not barking at every single thing that walks past the front door.
There's a certified jacking point here.
Oh yeah, this is Jay, our forefather in rock crawl. He reached out to me and told me he had a diff housing ready to be taken.
Beautiful.
After the car was securely not going anywhere, we took the wheels off and began disassembling the front assembly. Now, the keen-eyed of you would see that this diff looks a little different to mine, and that means that there's a bit of work that we need to do before we can slap it on my car. But that'll all come in good time. Today, we're just taking the diff off, and I'm taking her home.
This, the brake line's loving life.
Yeah, just cut it.
Just cut it, he says. Why am I down here?
We got to work pulling this thing apart and taking this diff off. Now, it has been sitting here for quite some time and it is an old car, so a bit of brute force was required. After all, if you beat it hard enough, it will submit. Don't take that out of context. I'm talking about taking apart an old car, not any domestic. We were having a hard time disconnecting the steering assembly as it was rusted tight. We were gaining momentum. Like a fat kid rolling down a hill, we were a force to be reckoned with.
You got it out easily. I didn't even get the camera ready.
It was important to me to watch how Jay does this because he's done this before many times and I'll soon need to perform the same procedure on my car. And I was excited to see the tricks of the trade to remove a diff with ease. And before I knew it, we were ready to cut the ratchet strap holding the diff to the car. I couldn't wait to say nice when the diff hits the ground.
Nice.
Careful as to not get covered in decade-old diff oil, in which I failed, we carried the diff to a distant land where we could take the center out and empty the diff of all of that disgusting vile fluid.
Oh, gross, dude.
We were almost finished, and that's when Jay and I realized we hadn't satisfied our need to procrastinate. I was taking a look at his trailers and the different cars around his property, and that's when he whipped it out.
Whoa! It's still got a few more weeks in it.
This thing is insane. I've seen it on Instagram a lot and I'm sure a lot of you have also, but videos and photos just don't convey how big this thing is. Fully leaf sprung and on huge traps is how I like to see my Hiluxes, and it's certainly an inspiration to me. And contrary to popular belief, all of these panels are actually in immaculate condition. The dents, scratches and rust are all but a patina to make it seem like this car is old and used, but it is babied and well looked after.
What are you going to do with the wide track then? Cut a massive gash in the side of the tub.
The tub means nothing.
I jumped inside and asked a few questions about the twin transfers, as that's something that I want to do at some point.
So it goes too high.
Yeah.
And you go full drive, low, and then that's normal low.
Right, okay.
And then you go low, low.
Low, low. Wow! We're barely moving. That's sick.
It's time to get back to this diff. We're going to clean it up with some chemicals, as to remove any dirt and grime sitting on top of the surface rust, as well as, of course, remove all of the oil left in the center and the grease left in the knuckles. Disgusting! And it actually cleaned up pretty well. With the help of the pressure washer, Jay was able to take away a lot of the dirt and grime, leaving a rusty but nice looking diff. It was perfect for my needs, so I put a few towels down in the boot of the Persia and we chucked it in. It fit like a glove. Another objective to check off the list of fixing up Luxie. Alrighty guys, I'm on my way back now. Huge thanks to Jay for helping me with that diff housing. We'll have a video coming up soon where I clean it all up and do some bracing on it, and then we'll be throwing it back in the car, and with some new axles then it'll be good to go again. Oh. Happy days. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and if you have, leave the like down the bottom, hit the subscribe button, check out sostv.shop and grab yourself a t-shirt or two. So yeah, keen for the diff build.